Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I'm your host Wally, and today we are on the Texas Forest Trail to take a look at the Harrison County Historical Museum in Marshall, Texas, at the old courthouse, which is one of my favorite courthouses in Texas. Look at how beautiful that is. I like the columns and how it's raised up on a hill, and then once you go inside and you see the rotunda and you see all the craftsmanship that took place, I mean, it's amazing. Even the basement is kind of cool to look at, although there were no ghosts, but there was a restroom. And apparently there was a huge Jewish population in the area because Texarkana also celebrates this, but they're no longer there. But they kept their artifacts, which is kind of cool. Um, Knowing that there was a Jewish presence in Northeast Texas makes me want to study more about it. And that's why I like all these tiny museums in these tiny towns. Marshall isn't that big of a town, but it still has its own history museum, which showcases some of its history. And some of that history is Caddo history. And I've been really getting into the Caddo lately because I find mounds so fascinating. I've been to Caddo Mountain State Park, and that definitely got me in the mood to learn more about the Caddo and seeing all their different artifacts. Now, the Caddo Nation is asking for their artifacts to be returned, so some of these artifacts may not be here much longer, but in the meantime, definitely go and check them out. But the history behind Marshall isn't just the Caddo. They do have pioneer stuff. They do have other history going on, and this museum showcases all of that. It's on the first floor, and you go from room to room to find out more about what went on in the town. It was also a place where you get to see a lot of the different artifacts that are important to people. And I myself just always enjoy knowing the local history behind a place. Usually we only care the history that is around the big cities like Dallas or Austin, San Antonio, Houston. Everybody knows what happens in those towns and what's going on. But it's when you get into all these small towns and get to experience some of their local history that you truly understand what's been going on for years. And as you walk around, you can sort of see that history and see all the connections to other places and just see how alike we all are and how different. Also, I like this room in Marshall because it's all about its local people that are famous, such as George Foreman. George Foreman was born here, and they are really proud of him. And this was a NFL player. I forget what his name was. And then Bill Moyers, who had one of my favorite PBS shows back when I was a mythology nerd, and that's his trophy. And then Lady Bird Johnson was also born nearby. So she's still an important person in the area. And this was probably my favorite room because I got to learn more about the different people that come from Marshall, Texas, which I didn't know there were so many famous people. See, so even small, tiny towns can have a big impact on the world. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you've been enjoying these videos. Don't forget to like and comment. Bye-bye.